Now we looked at multiplying, so we then extended this to dividing, just like we did with our exponents. So if we are divided with radicals, first of all we're just going to simplify this quotient here, and then we're going to apply our rules for radicals to it. So all I did here was say 12 divided by 3 is 4, x to the 7 divided by x to the 1 is x to the 6, because the rule for exponents when you divide is you subtract them, so 7 take away 1 is 6. Y to the 6 divided by y2 is y to the 4, same reason, 6 take away 2 is 4. Then this looks like the questions we've been doing last lesson, and also for the warm-up today as well. So the square root of 4 is 2. As this is a square root, we half the exponent, so half of 6 is 3, and a half of 4 is 2. So we're just adding an extra step into our problems here. Now if we look at the next problem, same idea, we're going to simplify this first. So 45 divided by 5 is 9, x to the 12 divided by x to the 1, subtract the exponents is x to the 11. Same thing, we're dividing, so subtract the exponents to give us 3. Square root of 9 we can work out, it's 3. Now this time though, these are both not even numbers, so we need to split them up so we can work this better. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 1 to give us 10 plus 1 is 11. Same thing for 3, if we count up in 2s, 2, 4 would obviously be too high, and 2 plus 1 is 3. We then I changed the order here, so the ones I could work out I brought to the front here, and then I can go ahead and answer this. So when we have a radical, and when we have the square root, we're just going to half that exponent, power 1 if you prefer. And then any that don't work, we just combine into a single radical. And if it has an exponent of 1, then you actually don't need to put that exponent. So that's what I did there. If we move on to our third example, same idea. 24 divided by 2 is 12. X to the 8 divided by x to the 4, subtract the exponent, so 8 take away 4 is 4. And then actually we don't have anything here, so we could either write this as over y squared, or you can bring it to the top and say that it's y to the negative 2. 12 we can't simplify, so we can split that up into 4 and 3. Square root of x to the 4, we can do that, so half of that will give us x to the power of 2. And we can do a half of negative 2, it's negative 1. So square root of 4 is 2, x squared goes here, radical 3 goes here, and any negative exponents we can just bring to the bottom to give us y to the power of 1. And for our last example, 75 divided by 3 is 25. Dividing, so we subtract the exponents, so 9 take away 3 is 6. And for our y's, 2 take away 8 gives us negative 6. You could of course also just write this over y to the 6 as well. Square root of 25 is 5. Half of 6 gives us 3. Remember, for exponents we're just going to half this exponent, half of this exponent as it's a square root as well. And if we do it this way, let's finish the question off. Any negative exponents we're going to bring to the bottom. Now there was also some questions to practice as well. So you might want to pause the video and then have a try at these questions. We can do the same thing. Look at a few answers for this. Oops. Bring this back out. And then we don't have to see everything all at once. So 27 divided by 3 is 9. Divided, so subtract the exponents. 13 take away 7 is 6. 9 take away 1 gives us 8. And as these are both even numbers and it's a square root, we can just half the exponents. So half of 6 is 3, and a half of 8 is 4, and the square root of 9 is 3. We move on to our next one. 28 divided by 7 is 4. Divide, so subtract. 4 take away 10 is negative 6. And there is no other y component here, so all we can say is it's y to the power of 7. Now we can do the square root of 4, it's just 2. We can half this exponent as well, so that's going to give us negative 3. And 7, we have to split that into 2 because it doesn't perfectly divide by 2, so 2, 4, 6. And then 1 left over gives us our 7. And now we can say a half of 6 is 3. This negative exponent I can bring to the bottom, and then we're going to be finished with that question. The third one, 24 divided by 3 is 8. X to the 11 divided by x cubed, 11 take away 3 is 8. Y to the 6 is on the bottom. We could leave it on the bottom, or I can say it's the same as y to the negative 6. 8 I need to split up because it's not a perfect square, so square root of 4, square root of 2. X to the 8, I can half that number, so x to the power of 4. And same with negative 6, I can half that one to get y to the negative 3, removing the radical. Square root of 4 is 2. X to the 4th, y to the negative 3 I brought to the bottom, and radical 2, as we can't simplify that anymore, I'm just going to leave that alone. And for our last one, let's see if I can move this totally out of the way. There we go, that's better. So 150 divided by 3 is 50. X to the 12 divided by x to the 3, subtracting, gives us 9. 2 take away 6 gives us negative 4. And then we're going to start splitting this up. So 50 I can break up to 25 and 2. X to the 9 is, it doesn't divide by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. So x to the power of 8. 8 plus 1 gives us our 9. And this one's even, so I can do a half of this one to get y to the negative 2. As it's a negative exponent, I can bring it to the bottom of the fraction. And then simplifying here, square root of 25 is 5. Half of 8 gives us 4. So we've got 5x to the 4 times radical 2x. Notice the two radicals I couldn't work out, I combined into a single radical. So that reviews our work on dividing with radicals, or specifically with square roots.